What up, YouTube? Welcome to the Cam Up Podcast. Feel free to like or dislike, subscribe and share and comment. Um, I would like to say that I believe in everyone having equal rights, equal human rights. Nobody should be physically harmed by who they are or what they identify as, racial orientation, sexual orientation. Um, and that's about as basic as human rights can get. And then moving up, I don't believe that anybody should lose any opportunity that they have or that they're striving for, because of their gender or the color of their skin. Um, and and I believe that this society is really close. I mean, it's not there yet, but it's close to being to that level, right? I mean, maybe as close as we're going to ever get, but it's closer than what it was years ago, even in my lifetime. Um, but we are crossing into this new level to where now the groups that were fighting, or certain groups that were fighting for certain things, have reached their goals, but now they want to be in a playing field to where they're untouchable. And it's like they want to be the creative players on Madden. Everything's a 99. Even if you put the best tackler on the field, they're not going to tackle them. They're the fastest. They're the highest jumpers. There's the one that they don't drop passes. They throw 107-yard passes straight to touchdowns every time. And if you play video games, player 99 on on one of the basketballs that came out, basketball game that came out. And I believe that the LGBTQ community and women have reached that plateau to where they don't want to be equal. They want to be better than. They want to be untouchable. They want to be beyond reproach, right? And when you get to that level, you turn into a threat. When you turn into a threat, people do not want to engage with you, except for if they absolutely have to, right? For instance, I've had problems with the police. I haven't been shot, thankfully. I don't have any piercings, no tattoos. I don't sag my pants. I own a company. I'm well spoken. Well, yet and still, it still never stopped me from having guns pulled on me and put in my face. It still never stopped me from getting pulled over only because I made eye contact with a policeman. Right? When I tried to report a cop and the chief of police covered for him, and then he ended up doing something later down the line, which ultimately got him fired anyway. But how many incidences could it have stopped, right? But when you are in a position to where you can not engage, like I will call the police as a last option, very last option. I will hang around certain people that gossip as a last resort, like only if I need them, And we use this tactic even in our dating lives to where if it's somebody that is irresponsible, it's somebody that always has drama, there's that person that's at your job that gossip all the time and that tells on everybody, you find reasons to not engage with that person. You'll have a whole party and that will be the only person that doesn't get invited. The whole company will be on a different group text in that person's name will be excluded off of the text. I know this happens because I've seen it happen, right? And I think that the LGBTQ community is reaching that level to where, yo, you wanted to be treated equally. This is what equal look like. Come laugh with us about everything. Because guess what? In the mix of all of that stuff, and it's not just Dave Chappelle's comedy show, right? It's a lot of people's comedy show. There's going to be some black jokes, there's going to be white jokes, LGBT community jokes, Mexican jokes. I mean, there is, listen, this is what no one looks like. Like, what are we supposed to laugh at? How do we come together at any point in life? Like, it's because anything that you say can get you canceled. And when you get to that point and your group operates like that, it's almost the same as when different countries play propaganda for their children over in other countries, right? And the problem that you're trying to solve, you're actually creating a generation, like one more generation level deep of the same problem. Because if somebody comes out, they tell a joke about somebody that they don't like, and that person loses their livelihood and they can't take care of their family, that child may very likely grow up and be like, this group is the reason why I grew up poor. This group is the reason why my mom or my dad couldn't make any more money. So I'm never going to like this group. Period. Right? I know people that grew up racist because they seen one black person do something to one white person and then they didn't trust all black people. Right? And I seen the same thing, vice versa. Some black people see one white person do something and then they're like, no, we don't deal with white people. Right? I've seen it happen. And people operate like this. I've even seen and heard gay women say, I'm sick of men. Men are no good. It's women from here on out. Like I've seen, social media, you can almost find anybody saying anything, right? I've seen multiple women say that though. They say, well, can no man please a woman like a woman can? Okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like these are the things that are said, right? So people in their experiences make them disengage from the people that they don't want to engage with. So I think we need to be more careful, lighten up a little bit, and just take a joke. Like, it's sad that we're in this state to where, there's just no safe space anymore. Like, people are starting to become scared to have fun. Like, this society that we built needs to create standards. And once you create the standard, don't move the goalposts. It's like the goalpost is almost always moving. Something can be cool this week, and next week you can lose your life over it. Like, society isn't supposed to change this much, this fast, to where people can't catch up, or to where, now it's causing more division than it is unity. And comedy used to be unity. Me and my wife just watched Kings of Comedy, which is super old. The jokes that they said on there would get all of them canceled if they tried to pull some of them jokes off today. And rest in peace, Bernie Mac. But you saw a multitude of different people in the audience. Like, you saw white people and you saw black people. You even saw people in the audience that by the style of that time, they could pass for homosexual. So, they probably were, but, during those days, people that lived in alternative lifestyle, did different things, dressed different ways, right? But they were all there, laughing, enjoying themselves. I don't believe anybody got hurt. Like nobody got beat up or nobody got shot. Um, this country has come so far in some ways, and in some ways, it remains stagnant, and it's starting to be more harmful towards everybody. Um, America is becoming that bipolar parent to where you honestly don't know what mood that parent's in. And I grew up with a dad that was alcoholic, so I had to guess and prod for information so I could know what mood he was in. Wonder which dad I was gonna get. That's the way I look at our society. Like which parent am I gonna get when I step outside today? You know, if I say this, will this get me fired? If I um, be nice to somebody, right? Will somebody take that as a form of harassment? And then what it turned into, and I used to work at a very hostile place, and I came to work, do my job, and go home. And then me doing that because of how hostile that place was turned into, hey, he's not being nice to anybody. He's not being friendly to you. And when I was talking to my supervisor, I like, listen, everybody here gets mad about everything. I'm just coming to do my job and go home. People get offended by so much. Now, me not saying anything is also offending people. Like I would say hi and bye, but no, I'm not about to have a full conversation and get in y'all's conversation about y'all's life and about my life. No. And this country is turning into that job that I didn't like. Things are cool 1 minute. Next thing you know, you're getting drug into HR. Like, well, so and so said this. Huh? Like, what? What? We could do better. And I'm, willing to come up with anybody from the LGBT community because I'm always trying to learn. I'm always trying to get what the perspective is from different points of views. Like, right? Because we all have our judgments, and our judgment could be wrong. You know, we all have things that happen within a community that people outside of the community don't get and don't understand. Um, so let's talk about it. You know, it's important that these conversations are had um, because sometimes groups and organizations can go too far, and they need to dial it back a little bit. And I'm not just talking about the LGBTQ community. I'm talking like there's a lot of organizations and companies, you know, religious organizations, right, that take things too far, and it can help if they dial it back. But if you really listen to Dave Chappelle's special, outside of it being funny, right, there were many messages to where you can tell that people have stopped listening to comprehend. And that's something that we were taught, in school or were attempted to be taught in school is reading comprehension. Like yes, you're reading, but do you understand what you're reading? Like yes, you're hearing, or do you understand what you're listening to? Because those things make a difference. you know. But yeah, cam up with me. Uh, hit the email. We can set up a time to, hop on and just have these conversations. And then this channel, I need you guys' support. Like, there's some things that I want to do, but I can't do until it's a live show. Um, I don't want it to be like heavy and just the serious topics all the time. I actually have some fun things planned. I just need you guys' help to get to the point that I could go live, and then I could actually start shaping the channel how I want it to be shaped. Which we're going to tackle some of the tough issues, but between those times, I've actually been emailing people, getting things set up to where when I go live, it'll be really fun. Um, for everybody, I believe. So we'll see how things shape out. So please like, subscribe, watch, comment. Please engage with the channel. And I will be in the comments because right now, since my laptop and my whole studio is not working, I'm gonna be doing these things on my phone. So when your comments come through, I'll be right there, and I get to as many comments as possible. But till hopefully tomorrow, I'll talk to you guys then.